So I'm pretty excited. We have something new from Haloview. This is the BT7 TPMS. So not only is it a rear view camera system, it is also a tire pressure monitoring system all in one. So I am actually really excited to install this and have our TPMS and our video surveillance of our RV all in one convenient 7-inch LCD screen. It's going to be nice. Alright, so I'm pretty excited to go ahead and get this thing installed. We don't have a trip coming up for a few weeks, but I'm going to go ahead and get this set up and ready to go. This is the Haloview BT7 with the TPMS built in. And I've read through the directions. It should be pretty straightforward for me because I already have the 4 Haloview cameras on our RV. Pretty excited this will do up to 32 tires. I don't need 32 tires. I got 6 on the RV, and I'm probably going to end up adding 4 to the Bronco as our tow vehicle. But they sent us this system. Already comes with 6 TPMS tire sensors, and I do have to change the monitor because this is a whole new system here. But that should be pretty easy, and all I'll have to do is just repair up our cameras to this new monitor and then pair up the TPMS sensors to the right location of which tire that they are actually installed on, and do a little setup there, and I will walk you through the whole process. Alright, I want to show you what comes in the box, what was sent to us, and what you would get if you ordered this same system here. Obviously you get some instruction manuals. You're going to get for us, we're going to get a new monitor. If this is your first system, well then it'll be your first monitor. You will get one backup camera. So they sent us 2 of the Haloview signal boosters that could be installed underneath the RV or trailer to boost a signal up to the monitor. I'm not sure that we're going to need any of those, but we will see when that time comes. And we get some mounting hardware. This is just your typical mounts for the monitor. There's one that has the 3M sticker version, or is what I'm using is the suction cup mount. I will just continue using the same one I have. These are the actual sensors here. I'm going to leave those in their styrofoam for now. And we got some more wiring. You got your typical plug-in. This is the cigarette lighter for the monitor if you have that. We use USB. Again, I'll just be using the same one. Got some wire clips and different things for wiring that back camera up, and some mounting hardware screws. You've got all the batteries that we're going to need for the TPMS sensors themselves. More mounting hardware for the rear camera, and some stuff here if you're going to use that sticky 3M tape to mount your monitor. We got some pairing cables. We got our antennas. So you're going to have one antenna for the camera. You're going to have a couple antennas for the monitor. And a few more cables. And that should be everything that's in the box. I will go ahead and remove that monitor, put the new one up, plug it in its place. Go ahead and pair up our cameras that we already have and show you how to do that in case you already have the BT7 camera system or the BT7 solar. Should be able to just pair it up to the new monitor, and then we will get started pairing up the TPMS sensors to the tires. Alright, so one thing I did notice in installing this new monitor over the previous monitor, the antennas are a completely different style of antenna. These here are shorter and more stout. So it's probably got something to do with the frequency that it's using. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a camera paired up. And once I get one camera paired up, I'll just run through the rest of them, and we'll go from there. So I decided just to run up the ladder on the back and grab that solar power camera off and bring it in here to pair it to start with. We are paired. All I did was go into the menu and go to pairing, and then basically press the pair button on the top there and held it down for a second or two. Now I've just got to flip the camera around because it is upside down right now. Yes, here we go. Let's try that. Let's see if that's the right way up. Nope. Okay, not the right way up. So we go to mirror, go back to that, and let's flip it this way. Now let's see. Now let's see if we're looking. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to run back out and install this back up on the back, and I will pair up the front camera, and I will pair up also the side marker cameras. So one thing when you are pairing up, if you have multiple cameras like we do, so this is my driver's side camera, passenger side camera, front facing camera, and the back camera, which is sitting in here right now. That's why it looks like you're looking at the ceiling. The way you get these programmed in the channels that you want is basically by just going to, if you want your rear view camera, say, to be in channel 1, just go to channel 1, then you go into the menu, then you hit pairing, pair it then. That's how you pair them up to whichever particular channel that you want. For me, it makes sense to have 1 and 2 up here, so I'm looking like this is my driver's side, this is my passenger side, front side, and I just like to have my rear view camera as the last one. The cameras are all paired now. I'm going to go ahead and put the rear view camera back up on top of the RV, and I'm going to start with a TPMS sensor and see if we can't get that installed and synced up with the system. Alright, so the TPMS sensors do not have the batteries already installed in them, so I'll quickly here just take the cap off. They do give you all the batteries, so let me open this package up here. I'll throw a battery in one of these. These are the CR1632s. These are the same ones that my tire minder system uses. It's always a good idea to have some of these on backup too. You just never know when a battery's going to go out. Now I know with my previous system, you don't want to tighten these too tight. They have a rubber gasket in them, and you don't want to, you don't want to squish that gasket, but you just want to get it, snug to where it's that gasket is keeping the water out as it should. All right, so setting these TPMS sensors up on the RV is super simple. You can actually power the monitor with a little portable power bank. Take the monitor outside, unscrew your previous TPMS or your valve stem, have your new TPMS ready to go. You will enter into the menu by tapping the screen anywhere twice to get to the TPMS menu right here. Now, I've already set up the front right tire. You can see it is at 88 PSI right now, and it is 87 degrees temperature wise. So I'm going to set up the driver's side. I just tap it. Let me go ahead and remove the old valve stem, the tire minder here. I'm going to set that to the side. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to hit auto learn right here. It's going to say waiting. You got like 15 seconds to screw this on. And it learned it. It's automatically going to set your high pressure, your low pressure, and your temperature just based on what the pressures are right now. Okay, as I said, once you set up your TPMSs and it registers them, it automatically sets your high pressure limits and your low pressure limits. And you can change these if you want to. So it's recommended to have a warning somewhere between 20 and 25% over what your cold tire pressure is. I'm running about 95 in our front and about 115 in our rear tires. If you need to change that, it's very simple. I'll do one on the front here. You just select it, and you could put, say that you want to go 120. You just use the keypad, put 120, and then hit your enter key. And now the cool thing about that is it not only changes it for that front left tire, but it has changed it for my front right tire. Now it has not changed it for my rear tires, but if I change the rear tires, it will change that high pressure limit across all 4 tires, so you don't have to do it for each one. Same way with the low pressure. Pretty nice. But I am going to go back. I'm going to set my front tires to a high pressure limit of 115 with a low pressure of 85, and that should do it. That's how you set your high pressure limits and your low pressure limits, and also your temperature over here. I'm going to set my temperature a little bit lower than that. I want to know personally if it gets up to around 125. Because I've never really seen our tires get that hot, even here in Florida. Generally, the hottest I've ever seen them gets about 110, 115. So I just want to let this system warn me if it does get up to 125. I want to start, paying attention to that particular tire, make sure nothing's going on. So for some reason, I do need this signal booster for the rear tires. I'm thinking I could probably just install it back here somewhere. It's got alligator clips. I can just clip it to the battery. In fact, I'm just going to lay it back here in the battery tray for now. And when we take our first trip, I will know if we're losing signal to these back tires. And I don't know. I mean, I may just go ahead and clip it up and be done with it anyway, just to make sure we do have good signal. Because honestly, if I do pick up 4 more of those tire pressure sensors and put them on the Bronco as we're towing it, I know I'm going to need that boost from, something that's being towed, farther back there. So I'll leave that there for now. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and install the signal booster now, even before we take our first trip. Not sure if we will really need it, but I'm going to go ahead and install it because it's going to be a simple install here. You just install one of these boosters by the back axle. And if that works good enough, then that's all I'll have to do. If I'm some reason get a weak signal, then the second booster that we got will install near the cab of the RV. And this one at the rear will boost to that, and that will boost to the monitor on the inside. Because this is so easy to install back here because we got this battery compartment, and I can just crawl under here really quickly with a couple zip ties and use the alligator clips to clip it to the battery. I figure why not just go ahead and do it. So I installed the signal booster here underneath basically on the bracket to my gas tank, and ran the wires up and through to the battery up above. This is a little bit behind my rear wheels where the sensors are, but we'll test it out and see if this is a good location. If not, I'll move it a little farther forward. But for now, I'm able to open this compartment up and look through and see that I am getting power. And I'll go up there and I will turn the key on, fire up the unit, and see if I'm getting signal. So I am getting signal from the booster, and everything appears to be reading out good. So we will just have to know more when we test it on our next upcoming trip, which will be a couple weekends from now. Heading to Wekiwa, and we'll get a good test on it then. I did also want to mention that I talked to the folks at Haloview, and they are going to eventually have a version of this that if you already have the BT7 camera system, you'll be able to buy just the TPMS and the monitors without the camera itself. So that's good, because like I said, we already had the camera system, we already had the cameras installed, and all I had to do was just pair it up with the TPMS, and the new monitor and everything is working as it should. And there is going to be a discount code for this product that we will leave down in the description below with links to this product. And if you use the discount code ALLICHUCKADVENTURES, all one word, you will get a little special discount off the price. So that's going to pretty much do it for the Bite Tango 7 TPMS install. I'm super excited to try this out because we've been using Haloview for our camera systems now for a few years, going back to our Jayco Eagle. Their camera systems have never failed us, so I'm excited to try their TPMS out and see how it works, because usually when we're driving down the road with our tire minder system, I usually have this little guy strapped to the dash, or Allie's manning it on the phone, and it's worked great, and it has caught us a couple times. I think saved us from a blowout, because I did see temperatures on one particular tire starting to rise a little bit. And I told Allie, I said, well, just keep an eye on it. And for some reason, this one particular tire, the temperature was slowly going up, more so than the other tires. So we decided to pull off into a rest area. And when we did, and I inspected that tire had a bulge on it. It was some tread getting ready to separate on it. I don't think we would have made it home that night, because we were still probably a couple hours from home. So we decided then and there in that rest stop to pull that tire off, put the spare on, and go on home. Because, if you've been following our channel for a while and you've seen our trip that we went to Nashville a couple years ago in July, and we were on our way home, we had a tire blowout on that trip. And the issue with that was a couple batteries actually on a couple of the TPMS sensors had died. We had stopped at a Buc-ee's in Macon, Georgia, near Macon, Georgia, and I was going to get some new batteries for it. And they were actually sold out of that CR1632. So keep that in mind. Those batteries, if you're stopping at like a truck stop or something, that's the ones that most all these TPMSs I think use, and they were just sold out of that particular one. I wasn't able to get a new one, and lo and behold, we blow a tire on the way home. Go figure, right? So that's kind of the way things go. I'm always keeping an eye on our tire pressures. I'm always, when we're going down the road, I always have Allie pull it up on her phone, and I'm like, hey, just check them. She knows what the temperatures and the tire pressures should be, and she just wants to make sure there's none that are going crazy different from another tire. But this is going to be great. I should be alerted here where my camera system is, and if I don't even really want to use my cameras at certain times when we're just rolling down the highway, I may just flip it over to this screen where I'm just kind of monitoring our tires, because I'm a big proponent of TPMS systems and checking your tire pressures, because blowouts, I don't think there's any guarantee that you're not going to get a blowout. I mean, you could hit something in the road and slice your tire and blow it out. So I want to use everything at my disposal to try and avert that. So just trying to play it as safe as we can, especially with a motorhome. And I'm always checking our front tires. If we had a rear tire blowout, it'd be one thing, but I just, that fear of having a front tire blowing out going down the interstate is not a fun thought. Okay, so that pretty much is the install for the TPMS. Now, obviously, our camera system was already installed on here. Everything was, BT7, Byte Tango 7 cameras, so everything was compatible. If you need a video showing you how to install that rear camera, I will put a link up above and a link down in the description below to a previous video when we had our Jayco Eagle travel trailer, and I installed that in a Furrion prepped, rear camera setup on that trailer. So if you need to see that part of the video and how to install the camera itself, I will link that above again and down below in the comments. Check that out. Otherwise, if you're looking to pick one of these up, we will have a special discount code down below, so you can pick up one of these and save a little money in the process. It's pretty cool to have your camera system and your TPMS all in one monitor. Less clutter on the dash. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's install video and review video. We will update you as it goes along and as we use it. Obviously, if we find any issues with it, we will let you guys know, but I don't think we will. I'm pretty confident that this is going to be a great product. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.